Let's see. So this is going to be a little bit different if anybody has attended my classes. There we go. Yay, it works. This will be, this is a hybrid class. This is going to be partially slides and partially live. So I'm just going to start off with the slides, a few comments and things, and then I'll go live and show you some of my tools. So a little bit different class, how this came about, this digital marketing DIY. As Maria Teresa said, I am one of the marketing advisors. Some of you are my clients here. Welcome in the Resilient Business Program. And I work with my clients individually, one-on-one. And I had been with several of my clients kind of doing what you're going to learn in this class during their sessions. And I said, you know what? I just need to get everybody together in one room and do it all at once instead of doing it, hour by hour by hour. So hopefully this is useful for everyone who hasn't seen it. A few of you are my clients might have already seen this privately, but where I've been finding the bottlenecks for you guys and where you're overwhelmed is typically just the process of creating content, right? I know we all have busy days, whether you have family, your jobs, your everything else going on in your world. It's like you have to create content. And I always tell my clients this, you must schedule time to plan, create, and schedule your content. I know this is a hard reality to accept, but I say if you do not put it on your calendar on a weekly basis, if you're doing it yourself, if you hire somebody to do your marketing for you, they worry about their calendar. But if you said, hey, I'm just gonna have to create all this myself, you do have to put it as one of your tasks on a weekly basis. I know the next question is, well, how much time do I need, right? It's going to be different for everybody, right? If once you, I think, get a rhythm of it, and I'm going to go through these tools that I use and kind of a, process to create some quick content. It could take short amount of time as you get to do it. It just depends on your time. I would say a minimum of say 4 hours per week to start. Schedule it whatever works for you. As I tell my clients, I say, if you schedule it in 2-hour blocks, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Wednesday is when you do your content, or on the weekend, in the evening, whatever your schedule is that works for you. That's a quiet time, no interruptions, where you can just work these tools I'm going to show you and get it done. When I'm doing content for my private clients, and my assistant is, I usually will do things in blocks. So whether it's creating the captions all at once or posting them, scheduling them, I should say, publishing, scheduling them all at once, and just getting that done. So I'm not trying to create, plan, create, and schedule all at one time. So that's probably the most important, tip I'm going to give everybody today. Put it in your calendar. Otherwise, it's not going to get done. Okay. So I'm going to kind of give some tips on here for if you're doing it, and if you're hiring somebody, what you should be watching out for, as far as, approving post and content. If you're not doing it, which you should do, make sure whoever you're hiring to do it is doing what they're supposed to be doing. So to start, a lot of you have already, especially my clients who I require to watch my Marketing Plan 101 webinar and do some marketing plan worksheets. I've already seen this calendar. They also get access to this calendar that all of you will get access to as well. This is the first step, is the planning of your content, right? So if you don't have a system in place to plan your content, I find this is where most of the clients get stuck, right? You don't know what to post, you don't know when to post it, you kind of just floating around in your head. You maybe, oh, okay, it's Wednesday, let me post something, and then 2 weeks later, like, oh, I should post again, right? Or I only have one special a month and one event a month, and what else do I post about, right? So this is where I find that you all get stuck. Anybody here can raise their hand and admit this is kind of the stuck point, right? We're getting it on paper, and whatever that works. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do it, okay, on here. But whatever you do, whatever tool you use something to take away that overwhelm. Now, as far as planning is concerned, right? A lot of us do planning on the fly, like, what are we going to do next week, right? So I encourage you all to think ahead. I know I have a lot of clients in the program that are retail products, that are going to be very fourth quarter based in a few months, right? We have holidays coming up here. Some of you are going to be doing some holiday marketing as well. Some of them might not apply to you. But when you're talking about Q4, which might be most important quarter for you, by the end of this month, you should have your fourth quarter wrapped up. Realistically, you should. I know a lot of you are like, I haven't even started yet. It's August, right? So you don't want to wait till October. I mean, it latest by say September, mid-September. I used to work for a gourmet gift basket company, and we were always way months ahead when you're dealing with a catalog and internet, right? So end of August for fourth quarter. Again, for those holiday driven businesses, Valentine's Day is coming up February. That should be wrapped up by November. Mother's Day by Valentine's. Those are the top holiday times for giving, gift giving, right? So really planning ahead as far as you can. This calendar that I'm going to show you that I create every year and will give out if you're on my list. I have it out every October. I'll probably start getting it out in September, but I put it out in October because when I'm working, I created it to work with my private clients. Now I give it out to all my class attendees. By the end of October, because I always start planning with my clients in October, November, right? Because I don't want to wait until January hits right after the holidays and we all kind of wake up from that holiday coma. We all go in after Christmas. By the time January comes along, it's like Valentine's Day is around the corner. So you want to, even in the busy holiday time, you want to be planning for the next year. So when you see this calendar, you'll see kind of what I'm talking about. Plan ahead as far as you can, right? You can look at this current year's calendar, look back at what you did, what you want to repeat. Maybe there are events or promotions or things that you do every year at certain times, certain holidays that you promote. You can plug those in. Get as far ahead as you can, even if it's a quarter ahead. Don't do just 1 week at a time because weeks can slip by quickly. Okay. So you want to get as far ahead as possible. The calendar I'm going to show you is good for planning and archive purposes, right? So the one I use is a simple Excel sheet, can convert it to Google Sheets, load it up on a Google Drive, and for sharing purposes, and keep it up there for archive. So for 2023, now you have 2022 to look back at and use it for planning purposes. And it's easier to look back on that than trying to go scroll through your Instagram feed to see what you did the previous year, right? And so once you do this calendar, it will help sync your social media and email campaigns and blog posts and all of that. So I'm going to show you the pages that you get on my calendar and the content ideas you get on my calendar. And then after that, we're going to go live. I'm going to show you some quick tips with Canva. And if anybody here hasn't ever used Canva, just let me know in the chat. Let's say never touched it, never used it. It's going to be quick overview. It's not going to be a, hey, step-by-step on how to use Canva. I'm also going to show you a publishing tool that I use and some little tips and tricks with it. You can use what you want. And this class is really meant for a quick overview on how easy it can be. I know I probably will make it look easy quickly, but how easy it can be to create content if you have the right tools and the content, pictures and videos in place ahead of time to get it done, and do some batch updating and things. Okay. So here we go. So I'm going to show you the first page. Now, quickly, I'm going to explain that some of you might have heard this in my other classes, my social media. Posting on social media on a regular basis is very important. Ideally, if you can post on a daily basis, that's what you should do, right? Organic reach on social media, especially on Facebook, so your Facebook page, is only about a 2% organic reach, okay? Usually it's pay to play. And the reason for that, I'm going to kind of go on this quickly about the importance of posting and what reach is about. Organic reach on Facebook has been about 2% for many years. And there's a couple of reasons for that. The first one is Facebook wants you to advertise, right? That's what, pay to play. But the one big reason for it is the sheer amount of content that's now available on Facebook, right? So used to be 18 years ago this year when Facebook started, it was just your friends, right? Your profile, you had your friends, a couple hundred, whatever it is. Now you may have thousands of friends. But now you also have Facebook pages that you all probably have for your business. You have groups, right? So the potential for content. So if I had 1,000 friends, I like 50 pages and I'm in 50 groups. Can you imagine if all of my friends, all of my pages, all of my groups posted all day, every day? Which could happen. Can you imagine what my Facebook feed or your Facebook feed would look like? It would be like Twitter, right? A never ending stream of content. So Facebook has to decide, well, we can't show everything all the time. So we have to figure out what's relevant. So the only way for them to determine what's relevant for me is what I engage with mostly, right? And engaging means I'm liking, sharing, commenting. So if I'm just scrolling through my Facebook feed and I'm looking, I'm not interacting with it. I'm like, I laugh at my friends Joe's cat videos, but I never like, share, comment. Joe might start dropping off my feed, and more relevant content, people that I am interacting or pages I'm interacting with, start showing up. So that's why it feels like if you're active on Facebook, like you only have 10 friends who ever like, share, comment. It's because they're the most engaged. So engagement brings more reach. And the only way to get more engagement, therefore more reach, is by content, right? You only posting once a week will get that initial content or engagement and reach, but then they're going to forget about you. You're going to drop off the algorithm, and it's like I always equate it to if you had a storefront and then, you say you're open 7 days a week, but then you randomly just decided to close and people couldn't get a hold of you or see you or check out your store. You wouldn't do that, right? Hopefully stay open, so you don't want, and they're just going to keep passing by your store because they always see you're closed, and they have no way to interact with you at all. So content is key. So with this calendar, I'm giving you different potential content ideas. So the first thing, going back to the calendar, hashtag days, right? So I don't know if anybody uses hashtag days, but there are a ton of them out there. There's some on this page for every day of the week. Motivation Monday, Taco Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Foodie Friday. There's some for pretty much probably every industry and fit. So there's some potential content ideas for you. There's also some additional content ideas of, be the expert, get personal, timely topics. So you can ask questions, answer an FAQ, give tips or hacks, inspirational quotes, holidays. We'll talk about that in a second. Bucket list challenges, you can do personal stuff, just depending. I wouldn't do that maybe on LinkedIn, but on Facebook, Instagram, etc. You could use personal stuff. So there are some content ideas. And I also shared some video content ideas that might work for you. So you can check those out as well and create some video content. And then holidays. So you'll see on the calendar traditional holidays, Christmas, New Year's, Mother's Day, etc. But there also are some fun holidays. There's a website called nationaldaycalendar.com. This is where I got them from. And they have national holiday days of the week. On their site, they also have weekly holidays or monthly. So this would just be, say, National Hot Dog Day. There's National Hot Dog Week, National Hot Dog Month. So in this case, I went to that website. My calendar now has copy and pasted for each month all of the day holidays for you to use and play with. So some might be directly related to your business. Some you might be able to use for your business in some way. There's a lot of weird ones out there. So might not make sense, but you can have fun with them. So, to get that engagement and reach, you can do something fun. I always use this as an example. April 2nd, National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. Your website might have nothing to do with peanut butter and jelly, but it's something that's nostalgic. A lot of kids, maybe older kids, seem like a lot of kids now have peanut allergies, but a lot of us ate peanut butter and jelly as kids. And you can ask, hey, it's National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. What was your favorite peanut butter and jelly combination as a kid? That kind of stuff can get people engaged and answer the question. There might be some that are directly related to your business. I have a client that is a beer bar here locally, and there's a New Beer's Eve, National Beer Day, National Bartender Day, National Repeal Day, that they could use for their business directly related to it. I have a transportation logistics client, and you think, okay, she's B2B, can't possibly be any holidays for her business, but in June, there's National Transportation Day or National Logistics Day, National Barcode Day. So there are things that are directly related or things you can have fun with. So I'll kind of show you some examples on the calendar page that you can, how you would use them potentially. So those are the holidays. And go to the next page here. So this is the actual calendar. So I'm going to show you kind of a B2B and a B2C layout. This is B2C to start with. Same exact calendar. When you download it, it's going to be blank. It's just filled in for purposes of training here. The only things on this, say November, you'll see on your version when you get it is Veterans, Thanksgiving, and Hanukkah. Sorry, I think it's still in November for this year. Everything else will be blank for you to fill in. So starting with social, you see, and up at the top, you can see there's a color coding, right? So the reddish color is your holidays, whether it's fun or traditional holidays. In green, you have events. Dark blue are social media posts, baby blue are blog posts, and then we have orange is email marketing, right? So starting with social media, that's the biggest one, right? So for every line, for every social media post, you're going to have 2 lines of blue, okay? Forget the fact that some of these don't have 2 lines. I didn't fill it out for this example, but you should have 2 lines of blue. The first line is going to be, what type of post is it going to be? Is it going to be a hashtag day? Is it won't be a holiday, that's going to be in red. Are you going to ask a question? Are you going to do a quote? What type of post will it be? The second line is, what specifically are you going to do for that post? And get as detailed as you can, because for planning purposes, you need to know, okay, what graphic you're going to create for that. And then for archival purposes, this way you'll know, oh yeah, we did that Merlot tasting video, or we did the, what is your favorite Thanksgiving side dish question? Okay, so first line is the what type of post. The second is the specific type of post. If you're going to do more than 1 post per day, you can, you have 4 lines of blue. This is an Excel sheet, so you can just add more rows on it and expand on it to make room. Okay, so the first week here, we have a tasting room Tuesday. It's obviously for a winery. We're going to talk about our Thanksgiving wine special. Okay, we're also going to do an email for that day. So we'll do social and email. You can see we have the orange Thanksgiving wine special. On the 3rd, we're going to do a Merlot tasting video. On the 4th, it's National Donut Day. And if I had my second line of blue, it's going to be a chocolate donut and Zinfandel pairing. On Foodie Friday, Chardonnay and Fettuccine Alfredo pairing. On the weekend, we have International Merlot and Wine Tourism Day. So we can do some emails and posts for that day as well. Okay, so lay that out. Now, emails, they work a little bit differently. They work a little backwards. You're going to put in what you're going to talk about in your emails. In this case, for this particular month, we have an event. We have a wine club party. We have a Thanksgiving wine special. We have the Merlot 3-pack special for Merlot weekend, for Merlot Day. And then we also have Black Friday through Giving Tuesday. Okay, so a lot going on this month. So starting with the event, right? So we have the event. We're going to work backwards. The event, wine club parties on the 20th. The very last email going out will be the day before. Final reminder, RSVP before tomorrow is the last one. Now, events, typically I would do about 6 to 8 weeks in advance, if you have that time. And once a week. So going backwards, the second to the last one is the 10th and the 1st. And then, there's probably one a week in October as well, going back. The Thanksgiving wine special, same thing, right? We want the wine to get there for Thanksgiving Day on the 25th. We know the last day for us to ship is, say, the 17th. So our very last email is going to be the 16th. Okay, final reminder, get it before Thanksgiving. And then working backwards, probably about a month, we're sending out 1 a week, reminding them to buy the wine. Now you can combine, say the wine club party and the Thanksgiving special to the wine club members, if you want 1 or 2 topics in there. We have the Merlot 3-pack special only on a weekend. So send it out Saturday, final reminder Sunday. Seems like a lot of email. I know some are saying, I don't want to annoy my customers, but email is the best marketing tool out there. It's the best return on investment, better than social media. So I tell my clients, make sure you're using your email marketing gathering list and start using it, because it is the best return on investment. So you want to be email, especially this time of year, November, sending out as many emails as you can. Okay, so Black Friday through Cyber or through Giving Tuesday was a different email every of those days because they're different themes, they're different specials, etc. So that's email. If you're doing blogs, you can put them on here as well, right? So now you've laid out your calendar, right? So this is a direct to consumer version, right? Business to consumer. But B2B, so if you're business to business, calendar is exactly the same, right? You're going to use the exact same calendar. The only difference is the content, right? So this is my marketing. If I created one for my marketing business, I'm going to maybe not post up, peanut butter and jelly day, for example. I can use hashtag days like Marketing Monday and Tip Tuesday. It's a couple holidays that are kind of business related for me. National Stress Awareness Day, sending out tips for business owners to relieve stress. National Philanthropy Day, can ask, well, how do you give back for your business? I promote my classes via email. I do social media posts about my classes. So again, business to business, same usage, different type of content, okay? And then once you coordinate it on your calendar, you'll see I'll be able to easily create graphics for National Cabernet Day for email and social media. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Once you lay out the calendar, the next step is going to be to create the actual content. Now, if you're doing that, I'm going to go live in a second. I'm going to quickly show you how to hopefully quickly create some content based on what we saw on this calendar as well. And then I'm going to show you a publishing tool. Okay, so some of you might already use certain tools out there. That's fine. I'm going to show you what I use. You can use anything you want as long as you're using it and it's easy for you and your staff or whoever's going to be doing it for you. Okay, so we're going to go live. I'm going to stop my share for 1 second and then I'm going to reshare. I don't think I can go from slides to live on one screen. Okay, make sure I have it up. And let's see. Back to this and share. Okay, and please let me know. Is everybody seeing Canva right now? Somebody say yes. Thank you, Leonard. I saw a head shake. Okay, perfect. So the next step is Canva. Anybody here not use Canva? Have never touched it, never heard of it? Just raise a hand or make sure I'm probably preaching to the choir here. Everybody we have a few. Okay, for those of you who raised your hand, Canva, you need to use it. I always joke in my classes, if I can marry software, I would marry Canva. I know how to use Photoshop and Illustrator. I don't touch those for years. I use them very minimally at this point. Canva.com, canva.com. Get the paid version, $10 a month if you pay annually or $13 if you pay monthly. Best $10 or $13 you'll spend. You can create pretty much any marketing material you need on here, online or offline. All right, social media posts, flyers, presentation slides, anything you pretty much need, there's templates for them on there. Okay, so I'm not going to go into too much details on everything in Canva, but use Canva. There is a free version, but a lot of the extra features are not on the free version. So you can create some graphics, but it's stripped down. You might not have access to all the paid free graphics on there and some of the other tools. So definitely, totally where I would pay 10 times as much for Canva, but don't tell Canva that. I like the $10 a month. So I'm going to show you. There's a couple. I
really don't have the money right now.
Oops, you want to go back on mute there?
So here's the information. I have surgery coming up after that, so I don't have the money.
Hi, can we make sure that everyone's on mute?
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you very much. I was trying to look to see if I can mute somebody, but perfect. So check out Canva if you haven't already used it. Again, you pretty much create everything here and you'll kind of see the power of it quickly. So some of you may not have seen, and I don't use it in particular because I use my content calendar that I have, but Canva has a content planner. So this could be an option. You saw mine, right? Let me just unexpand my screen here so I can go back to my tabs here. Right. So you've seen my marketing calendar. Actually, before I go into Canva, I kind of want to show you it in use. Okay, live in use with my couple of my clients. Okay, so I showed you on the screen, I still have people coming in here, the calendar as we filled it out. So this is actually what I'm using for one of my clients. Okay, I only do social media for them, so there you won't see any email color on here. But we plan out the social media posts that we're going to do. What holidays? In this case, this website's a plant sharing website. So if you're into plants and gardening, the idea of the site is to put up in the community what you want to share, what you're looking for as far as planting. So all of these are based on holidays or kind of plants, flowers. So we go through our calendar, our holidays when we're planning out, and we look for holidays on the holiday list that I showed you and see which ones do we want to promote. I've added, for this client, we've added some additional check marks here because I have a couple of clients that pre-approve everything. So in the planning purpose, I say, let's go through the holidays. What do you think is appropriate and what do you want to promote? And then I will go through, once I see the check marks, determine which ones we're going to use, because we can't use 5 of them in one day. So we pick out, Blueberry Popsicle Day, Wildlife Day, anything related to planting or close to it. We're using every single state in the country has a day, National Virginia Day, and all states have a state flower. So some of the posts we're doing are based on state flower. So first we plan out the calendar. Then we have to execute on it, right? So the next step, and I'm going to make sure everybody has this page on the calendar that you download, something I've added for clients, is a planning tool, right? So you can use this if you want to. I'm going to show you Canva in a second. We plan out, we put everything that's on this page here, we drop it onto this post page. So you can see here, September 1st, we always put the birth flowers as the first of the month. Blueberry Popsicle Day is here, right? We start laying out the content, the theme, what it's going to be. And then we plug in the captions. This month I don't have them in there, so I'll kind of go back to August to show you. So we drop in a caption, the link, if we're going to have a link, and the hashtags, right? Then also drop the graphic in here that was created on Canva. We download it off of Canva, load it up here. This is perfect if you have somebody else doing your social media, and I know a couple of my clients do, if you're here, and they're monitoring them. This is how you should lay it out for you to approve it. So you could use this tool with your social media team if they don't already have one for you, where you lay it out. You can put in your edits and then mark it off as approved, and then they can go ahead and schedule it once you've reviewed the caption and the hashtags and the graphic, and you're like, everything looks good. Okay. So I'll make sure this page is on here for you to use if you want to use this for planning. And what this also is good for is for you to go ahead and publish as well. It makes it easy because everything is here already ready to go. So it's a couple, few steps process for you to do, rather than like, let me quickly create the graphic, think of something quickly for a caption, slap it up on your Instagram feed or your Facebook or whatever, or both, and be done. This is kind of, again, for planning and archive purposes. So hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if any questions on that. And yeah, the holiday, you'll get a copy of the holiday of this calendar. I think somebody was asking, Donna was asking. So this is perfect for, again, somebody who, if you have to approve it, or even just for you to lay it out ahead of time before you go and publish them. Okay. Or the other option, I'm going to go back to Canva. Oops, I went to the wrong Canva. Hold on. Is their content calendar that they have. Anybody use Canva's content planner on here? Or know it even existed? Maybe. So it's a little bit more basic, but it might make things easier than using a static calendar, or you can use both. So if you log into Canva and you go to the content planner, again, I think that's the paid version only. I'm going to go to November because I kind of laid some stuff out already here. Their calendar is relatively blank. They do already have in here a few pre-plugged in holidays, like kind of what you saw in mine. Not all of them that I have. I think it's only based on what they might have templates for. So what I did, I already did this before the class. We don't take up time doing that. So if you remember on my static slide I showed you, we had that winery example. We had the Thanksgiving wine special on the first, a Merlot tasting video, National Donut Day, the Chardonnay Fettuccine Alfredo, and then the Wine Tourism International Merlot Day post on there. So I went in and took from that calendar and added them in here. Now, what's cool about using Canva, if you can use it, is you can just click on one of these to quickly create a post. So I'm just gonna, we're gonna do, I'm gonna create one for National Donut Day. Oops, hold on, there we go. All these admissions are getting in the way. So I just click on it, create a design. I'm gonna do Instagram size, which, just a quick tip, if you're creating posts for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, you can use the Instagram size for all three of those. You can't use Facebook or Twitter size on Instagram. So Instagram's particular. LinkedIn and Pinterest have their own sizes, but for those top three, Instagram size works. Okay, so we have a blank canvas here, right? And we're doing National Donut Day. So first thing I would do is they have a bunch of templates. They might, even though they don't have it pinned there, they might have a post for National Donut Day already pre-done, or a template, and it looks like they do. So I can go in here and go, okay, I like this one here, National Donut Day, and use that. Or I'm just going to add a page quickly. I can go to Elements, which has images, and I'm going to type in chocolate donut. Okay, and I want photo, so I choose photo. Great picture. So I can, again, start from scratch, or use a template, either way, but I'm going to do this one because I said specifically I'm going to pair chocolate donuts and Zinfandel. Okay, so here's a picture, and then I can grab text. Let's do that one. I like that, baked fresh. You can use their fancier ones or create your own. Okay, I'm just going to group that real quick, and I'm going to type in spell it right, Happy National Donut Day. Now this takes a little bit more time than using a template, but you'll see here it doesn't take that much more time. Okay. And I obviously do things fast because I've used this quite a bit. So this is for wine. So I'm going to pull I have a winery client that I have all their graphics in here and wine bottles. So I'm going to pretend it's going to be their chocolate donut and Syrah. Perfectly acceptable donut pairing right there. There we go. And I have the bottle there. And also I want to pull in their logo, which I have somewhere here. Here we go. And I can pull that in. If I want to, I can remove that background if it works, just by hitting that background remover. And there I have, it's not really going to work without a background there, but somewhere up here. We'll pretend. So there I have, actually, I'm gonna go backwards and put that back on there. There we go. So there's a post for National Donut Day, Zinfandel, and then my caption. And then what I can do is I can choose, if I've connected my Instagram and social media accounts here, you can just go share on social. And I do have one here that I've connected already. And I can go, it's, pair chocolate donuts and chocolate donuts and Syrah, blah, 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 whatever the caption's going to be, put in some hashtags and, just put donut day. And then you can schedule it or go ahead and, post it up from here. A little bit more basic than doing it from the tool I'm going to show you in a minute. But there's a tool. So there's one post, right? So we're done with that one. We go back here to the content planner. I could always going to default to the current month. And then we're going to create the Foodie Friday post, right? So again, same thing. This one you probably won't find it. Let me show you one that they have a template for. Easier. Get out of that. World Kindness Day. So you go in here, they're going to show you some examples. And you want to use that one. It's going to do it in an Instagram size. You can change some of the color, the elements. You can click around and go, well, my colors are really purple. you know, and it lets you change these as well. So you may want to make it a little bit more your color scheme or your look and feel. You can go in and add your, I'm just going to pull in another client's logo, not necessarily their colors. Where is it? There it is. So let's just say Darrow's, oops, put it up in the corner. And then want to do a post about World Kindness Day. Maybe because it's a New Orleans cuisine, I'm going to make it green, gold, and purple, right? So I can change that up. And then they have another post. So it's pretty, you know, this little, the flow is a little off here, but it's pretty easy to create the posts once you have it laid out, right? You've planned out your calendar. Now all I have to do is go whichever content planner you use, whether you use it on Canva or plan it on the static file and just go into Canva to create these individual graphics, right? And post them up. So let me just go back to November. So again, I'm just planning out everything here. What I do here, if you're using Canva to just make it easier, let's just do this one here, right? So International Merlot Day, I want to create both a social media post and an email, right? So let's just do that. I'm going to start with the Instagram post. And then I don't think they have International Merlot Day as a template, but let's pretend. Let's see. And they have Cat Day. That could work. So we'll just pretend. I'm going to go here and I'm just going to do vineyards. I'm just going to make something up real quick. Usually I'd use my clients' vineyards instead of random stock vineyards, but close enough. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to go here. This particular client does not make Merlot, so it wouldn't work for them, but we're going to pretend. It is International Tempranillo Day coming up next month. And I want to do a little background. That color, let's make it that color. Kind of ugly, but it's okay. And then we're going to add some text. And let's do that one. Oops, there we go. Okay. Trying to change the text here. Come on. Okay. All right. Ah, that's why I had two of them. Let's get rid of that one. Okay. Hello day. Okay. Not exactly their color scheme. So stretch it out. I'm going to do this really quick here. Okay, so this, and let me just grab their logo. One more time here, which I would need for the Instagram post. So let's just say that's the Instagram post, right? So I have that. I also wanted to create an email. So I just go up to resize here, and that's on the paid version only. And I'm just going to put an email header. And it's going to give me a size 600 by 200. I'm going to copy and resize because I don't want to override my Instagram size. Now you can see it stretches it out. So I have to do a little work to resize it and play with it. I might lay it out a little bit differently for the email post. Maybe I'll do that, you know, put that logo here. Don't really need the logo because I have that in the header usually of the email. So however you want to lay it out. It's not exactly pretty, but I think you get the point. Now I have an email header, and now I can just go and, you know, import it or say export it and put it up in MailChimp or whatever tool that you're using. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. I wanted, since we have about 10 minutes or so, I want to show you a publishing tool that I use. This is for social media. I'm not going to go into email creation tools or anything, but see how easy it is to create. You know, if I wanted to create, use a template, say I don't like, well, that's kind of ugly. I can go in here and have it pre-done and load in my own picture. Actually, I just went and dragged and dropped it to replace it there. And I can, you know, bring my bottle down here. Oops, there we go. Put it here. And so lay it out a little bit differently instead of using my other template. So I can change that up a little bit. So hopefully that makes sense for Canva. I know it was a quick lesson for those of you that are new to it. Play around with the content planner if you have that feature on the paid version, see if that works for you. If not, use my content calendar or something else just to get all planned out. Okay. Now, the final step for at least social media is publishing it, right? Some of you may just go to your Facebook page and hit add content or add a post, or go to your Instagram page and do the same. Some of you might already use publishing tools. There's tons of them out there. In the past, I recommended later.com. I still do use that for some clients. I have recently starting to switch back to one called Post Planner. And I think I've told a couple of my clients in private lessons about this one. So the difference with Post Planner and why I'm using it instead of later is there's a couple extra features that I like about it that may work for you. It's up to you. You have to pay for both of them, or either one of them. So there is a cost. Both will do posts to Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. So I think they both work the same there. Later has a few features like engagement directly on there that Post Planner doesn't have. But the couple of things I went back to that might work best for some of my clients. One of them, I'm going to kind of show you around here. And this is one of my clients' accounts I'm using here. So I'll show you if I can get to the layout. Hold on, let me move that. I have that waiting room thing there. Let me get rid of that. There we go. Let's see. So we have content, the calendar, right? It's going to show me what I've posted, what I'm showing here. So I see here what I've already have scheduled. So usually the steps are we create the graphics, the captions, the hashtags, lay it out on that Excel file. Let me go back to that real quick. Sorry, this Zoom bar keeps getting in the way, right? So we've laid out everything here. And all I have to do now is go to Post Planner and create a post, right? So it's going to be posting to Facebook. Oops, drag that out there. Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. I probably don't want to post to that because it's a different size. So let's just say Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to go to that calendar. Okay, all of these things popping up. So let me move this down a little bit. There we go. I'm going to go to the calendar. I'm going to grab the caption. Just going to do copy. And we're going to paste it here. And I'm going to change out to that link, right? Grab that link here, copy it, and change learn more. Okay, and then I'm going to change it. It kind of defaults to a weird, I don't usually defaults to a picture if I use here we go. It'll just look for, because I have this link to this particular plant, it pulls in the actual link picture, but I actually have a post created for it. So I'm going to go in here to upload. This looks totally different layout, so it's throwing me off. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see this. I know it's the wrong place. I'm going to pretend this is another client. So I'm going to pull that in. There's the graphic. I'm going to drop here. Let me do that. I have the hashtags right here. So copy and paste right in there. And then I can, this is for, it's generic content. I see what it's doing. Looks totally different here. Okay, so here we have the bottom, add to queue. That's what's throwing me off. I usually post one at a time. So you can schedule it ahead of time, right? So here it's going to, if I add to queue, it's just schedule, comes down here. I can schedule it to go out this afternoon, at 11:43, right? Already passed. But what this one feature it has on Post Planner like is called evergreening. And evergreen allows you to take the same post and post it over and over again. So there might be posts that you do want to post every week or once a month, right? Most people aren't going to go to your Instagram feed page and see you have repeats, but there might be something like a post about your, contact us or join my mailing list or an event that's coming up, right? You don't want to have to keep posting it. So you can say post today and until August 31st, because the event's September 1st. And it will post once a week until then, or post until forever. So that's one feature I like about Post Planner, that it has that evergreening feature. Some other tools out there might as well. So I'm just going off of Post Planner. But the other one, I'm not going to save that. The other feature in Post Planner that I like that I missed before. And the only reason I switched off of Post Planner a few years back is at that time they weren't connected to Instagram, and now it is. So I'm kind of revisiting. The other tool they have is called is content. So it curates content for you. So in addition to your own posts, if you want to find content to repost in different topics, you can create streams, and it will pull in content from Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, RSS feeds in those topics. Okay, so I already created a couple of feeds here that just for example. So one I did for my plant share client, and I went in here and I found topics under plants, flowers, gardening, and I went and I checked off different Facebook, Twitter, RSS feeds. So I can look here in addition to my own content and go, is there anybody posting anything out there that I could repost? Right. So let's just say, for example, so 13 fun landscaping ideas around trees. So my client doesn't have to post a blog similar to that or create something. There's already content out there to repost. So I'm going to create a post. It's going to bring in that blog article. Okay. It'll bring in the content from it. And you can also create your own content as well. Actually, here we go. Facebook caption. That's a little generic. And you can say, hey, check out this great article about landscaping around trees. Okay. And now I have a post, and you can do your hashtags, whatever, plant share on there, and then schedule that post. So now I have content automatically. There's topics on everything. I know a lot of clients skincare, and I'd say, hey, do some, how to hydrate your skin in the summer, and articles on wellness and health. And probably most of you have topics you can find on here. So if that's something that's important for you, I like using this particular tool because it have those features. Some of my clients, I don't really do reposting of articles, so I don't necessarily need that. Might not need the evergreening feature, but it's pretty intuitive, easy to use. The other tool that I use, and I'll just kind of show you that real quick. I mentioned some of you might have seen later.com. Let me just sign in here. Come on. Maybe. Let's see. Just thinking about it. There we go. So a little bit more basic. Again, you bring in your graphics created on Canva, and again, you connect your Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, Twitter, all of those if you use them. And it's a simple drag and drop. So I'm just gonna move it ahead here. Pops it open, type in your caption, hashtags. This feature also has, if you want to add the location, so you can start typing in the name of the business and it should find it. They have it as Pearl Transportation. And then, pulls it in, and then it tags the location as well, if you want to do that. Some of the paid features in here, you can add the first comment or tag people. Some of that's an extra paid feature. So again, I think some people are posting some tools that they use up there. Ton of them out there, whatever you want to use. This just makes it easier. Spend that time scheduling on your calendar, the planning separate, then the time for creating, whatever works for you and your time and thinking and creativity, and then the posting or the scheduling. And I go ahead for a whole month, because we plan ahead for our clients. So this particular client for August, already all posted for the month of August. So once it's all posted, pre-scheduled on Post Planner, I don't have to worry about it. We're already working on September, October for this particular client. We work ahead a month, for them. If you can, plan ahead further, great for the actual content and posts, but having that full month ahead, and then you don't have to worry about it. So whatever works for you and your tools. So I think that's it. We're down to the last few minutes. Are there any questions? And you can come off of mute and ask them live if you have them. I know that was quick. So.
Hi, Patty. This is Chanel. I have a quick question, if you don't mind. Hi.
Sure.
When I go into Canva to make group posts for Instagram, when I try to upload it on the Canva calendar, it shows it won't let me upload one at a time. It is if I upload one, it'll say editing, and I can't upload any more I made in that batch. Is there a way to move around that?
You know, I don't know. So you're using the Canva content planner?
Yeah, and so I'll make a month's worth of content, but on one page. And
Oh,
when I go to export individually, if I put one post I made on that whole page and it's 30 posts, all the posts will be, I can't use the other ones because that one's going to be posted.
oh, that's weird. I don't, I have to honestly say I don't know because I don't personally use the content planner.
Okay.
Reason is because I have multiple clients and I have to have multiple
Mhm.
multiple accounts of content. I could take a look that we can talk privately if you schedule your next call with me about it. That's a good question. I'm not really sure on
Sounds
that.
perfect.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
use
I'll schedule a
Post
call.
Planner. Yeah, schedule the
Yeah.
time, but Post Planner later, some other tools might work better. I'm not sure if it's not letting you post multiple pictures from on 1 month or one day in a month.
Yeah, Laterly is I normally bounce them out of Canva and then I just upload them into Laterly, but it would just
Oh,
I was just asking. I'll schedule
yeah.
an appointment with you to see if we can go over it.
Okay,
Thank you.
sounds good. Thanks. Anybody else? I look at a couple of questions here in the chat as well. Yes, Maya, this will be available later to watch. Do you agree with the 80-20 rule of marketing? 80% educate, entertain, 20 promoting your business. Yeah, I've heard 10-90, 10% promoting, 20, 90% educating, but 80-20, 10-90 is about right. You don't want it always be, here's my product, here's my product, here's my product, right? I tell my clients this too. We're all small business owners. We're not Tide Pods or Starbucks, and do we really care who's behind those? Of course, always a landscaper start when I teach classes. But as small business owners, they want to know who your story, a little bit about you. And now your business page shouldn't be all about you, but you, your family, whatever you want to share. But they want to know what your story is, what your why is. Why did you start this business? Why do you care about what you do? Why do you care to help them with whatever product or service you're offering them? So it should be a good mix, but not always sell, sell, sell. You're absolutely right about that. And then just kind of scrolling through. Would we need to pay someone to do this, or is this relatively easy after initial use? Approximately how much time per month would we be allocating? It depends, Ray. How much time do you have? And it usually comes down to time and money, right? But what you have to look at, and I'm going to totally estimate on how much time to spend on social media, email marketing. There might be blog articles. Everybody's going to be a little bit different on, what you're going to be doing, right? So just basic social media, some emails, maybe blogs, and let's just say email, social media. That could be a good, 5 hours a week, 20 at minimum. If you're really going to spend the time to, create it, go find the graphics, going through Canva, create the graphics, time to upload. Also, one thing I left off is the engagement process. People who are going to comment and have questions and following up, checking follower counts, finding followers, engaging with them, looking, to follow people, all of that engagement with social media. It's all, one thing. So that would be minimum to include all of that in there. Some might spend a little bit more time and some, a little less, but you have to include that in your time as a business owner. And I know I'm in the same boat, right? As solopreneurs, and we start our businesses, not all of us are solopreneurs, but as we decide to scale, I know the scary step is like, oh, I need to hire somebody. Can I afford them? But you also have to look at that lost opportunity cost with your time as a business. I don't know if you are the business owner, Ray, I'm guessing, but I know that was a big step for me as well. Like, okay, if I bring somebody on who can do the social media post, which is still important, now I have time to grow my business in another way, do some outreach, go teach classes, whatever it is, network to grow my business. So what is the cost of you hiring somebody? I'm just going to throw out a number. Say you hire somebody at $25 an hour to create your social media posts. Might be more or less, but let's just say $25 an hour. But you need to be earning $100 an hour to make what you need to make to grow your business. Now you've lost $75 an hour because you're spending that time that you could have hired somebody to do 25, right? Just like your accountant, right? If you do your own bookkeeping, but I can hire somebody at $25 an hour to do my bookkeeping and it's freed up, right? I freed up 44 hours of my schedule last month because my assistant took that off my plate, and what I paid her to do that work. I made more money in those 24 hours that 44 hours that she just billed me for in the past month. So you have to look at that, whether it's like your time, everybody's time here is money, right? It's just that, you have to have the money in the checking account, right, to pay that person. So it's kind of scary. We're like, well, I need to make the money, but I don't have the money to pay somebody. But if you can get to that step of like, let's pay somebody a little money to get a few things going, and that frees me up to go do the 30,000 foot level things for my business. So I hope that answered that in a long way, but I hope that made sense.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let me see if there are any other questions. Yes, Sonia said I spend 2 hours a day on my business social media.
Kirsten, do you want to unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yeah, you can unmute anybody who wants to ask a question. I'm still scrolling through to see if there's anything else. I know we have two more minutes and then we're done.
I have one question.
Sure.
Someone asked, how does Hootsuite compare to Post Planner?
I haven't used Hootsuite for years. So, I would compare and see what's on there. You can do social listening on Hootsuite. You can do, I think, still post on it. But again, I haven't seen it. It was kind of one of the first planning tools out there many years ago. I haven't seen it. Nothing against Hootsuite. I would just compare, see what features each of the planners have. And what makes sense for your business, because they all have a little, some the same features, some a little bit different. So sorry, I don't have anything more specific.
Yeah. Here's another one. Does Post Planner give you a link in bio page like later?
I don't believe they do. Yeah, and the reason I don't use later is I'm just going to see if I can do this real quick. Anybody here use Linktree?
I use Linktree.
Yeah. So I use Linktree for my clients rather than the LinkedIn bio. Because if I switch them off of later, then I'm just using LinkedIn bio within later. So I'd rather use a third-party tool like Linktree to create the link in bio page here. So if that makes sense. But yeah, I didn't see it on Post Planner. And again, I wasn't really looking for it because all of my clients are already set up on Linktree. So I just do for Instagram, see link in bio on their page, and then it goes to their Linktree account for Instagram, at least. That makes sense. Any other questions? I'm just kind of scrolling through. Anybody else just come off of mute? If I didn't answer, I might have missed a question in the chat. I think I got everything. Nationaldaycalendar.com. If you're looking for those holidays, I'll type it in here. They're on my calendar that you're all going to get at least the day holidays. But if you want to check on their site, I just type that in there.
Patty?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, this is Joe. So my question was, do you think in your experience as a marketing professional that somebody could create traction to start their business with social media alone without paid advertising?
The ones that do who can get an instant following potentially, but most of us starting off small businesses and you have a few followers, it's going to be harder without advertising to do that. It's going to take consistent marketing. Definitely do the organic marketing and get the social media posts out there, but you do have to spend the time to grow your follower base. But advertising like Facebook, Instagram advertising is going to get you there faster potentially, because you're paying to play. The organic reach, even if you had 5,000 likers followers on Facebook, 2% organic reach for your posts. right? So that's not very many that are going to see your posts on a general basis. So it's going to take a little bit of everything. I know, like this plant share client that I'm working with, it's kind of, we're building the plane and flying at the same time. I always hate that expression, but yeah, we're brand new site, pretty new, building brand awareness, but we have to have organic social media posts. We also have to reach out to blogging communities that would want to share. It's a free site to share your plants, and do potentially advertising and PR. We're adding, potentially doing some press campaigns in the mix to reach out to related magazine articles and things. So it's going to take a little bit of everything, but it won't happen on organic social media alone for
Thanks.
most people.
Thanks. Does your organization provide any guidance on how to engage a PR firm or how to do PR?
Yeah, I have a publicist that I work with. I can write press releases, and you guys can probably get press releases written. You can do things like PR Newswire and pick, related articles, but it's best always to work with a publicist. And like I said, I know how to write press releases. I don't have the relationships with the press that somebody who's been in it for 30 years, my gal Susan, has, that can do the outreach. So it's not just writing a press release and disseminating it across the media universe. You might get some pickup, and you generally do if you buy a PR Newswire mailing, press release mailing. But you won't get that engagement. Like, okay, let me reach out to press I know, get some potential interviews and things. So
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely pays to reach out to a publicist for pure PR, which is different than marketing. Yeah. We
Great.
call it marketing is what you pay for, PR is what you pray for. The difference. So any other questions? Someone asked, can you do the same with videos than just pictures? I'm not really sure what that question relates to, but you can do video content as well on social media, if that's what you are talking about. Any other questions?
Hi,
Yeah.
this is Vivian. I just made the question wasn't too clear. Can I ask?
Oh, did I lose you?
Yes, I
Okay,
think so.
go ahead. Ask the question.
Okay, so it was kind of easy to do the pictures, to plan the pictures and put the content and the whole thing. Can you do the same with the videos?
In Canva, or when you're, yeah, in Canva, you can definitely create.
Any
Or,
banner or,
so do you mean in when you're creating them in Canva, or when you're posting them?
So when you create on Canva, you can do videos, but can you plan them? Can you put the content, the video and the hashtags and the planner and make them, you upload to those later?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so like Post Planner, you can either load in video content or pictures. So here's, if you're seeing this, images or videos. So if you have video content that you want to upload on here, you can do that as well. And on later, whichever, most planning or scheduling tools have the ability to do video. I know Later didn't initially, now it does, but yeah, you should be able to upload your video content as well.
Thank you very much for your.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Lots of great questions.
Yeah, these are great.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to, we can, I don't know about you, Maria Teresa, I'm more than happy to stick around for any additional questions. If you.
Yeah, right after, let me just get these announcements out the way, and then
Sure,
we'll
go ahead.
leave it open to some more questions. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We're so excited to have had you. Patty gave us a lot of great insight. I'm excited to get started on my calendaring. And just a few announcements. So if you're interested in working with Patty, we have a resilient business advising program that provides free one-on-one advising. You can sign up with us for that. And then we have next week we have a session on doing business with LAX and the Los Angeles airports. Some of our folks who will be speaking have started or are also small businesses, and they're now concessionaires. So there'll be really great insight to learn how you can also do business with LAX. And then lastly, we have a small business digital ready programming, partnering with Verizon starting. If your business is interested in getting any kind of digital support, we can help you get started on that as well. And then I'll share those links just very quickly right now.
I just shared the resilient business one, Maria Teresa.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Just happen to have that.
Yes, if you're interested in working with Patty as well, please make sure you input that in your, when you sign up with in these links. And that is it for today. And then if you have any more questions, we'll stay open for a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was going to say, if that's okay, Maria Teresa, if you sign up for the Resilient Business Program and you're not already a client of the Resilient Business, on that last question where it's like, how do you hear about us? Put assign to Patty, and you could put also Small Business Strong class so they know where you actually came from. But just, we have 2 marketing advisors. The Resilient program also has 2 business advisors and a procurement advisor. So you can work with any of us that you want, but directly with me, just put assign to Patty so they know to assign it to me. More than happy. Any other questions related to today's topic?